Hey, it's Nikkoveli. You're watching a 416 Entertainment interview.
All right, bro. So let me know, how'd you get into music? What made you start?
Honestly, like growing up, you know, well, everybody grows up listening to music and stuff like that. So around 10, 11 years old, around the whole like YouTube times, like a lot of kids like blowing up and whatnot, like Justin Bieber and others. I wanted to make music and whatnot. I'm like, damn, this guy's getting bitches. All the bitches at school are loving that. It's like, what man doesn't want that as a youth? Started it. I wanted to do covers and whatnot of all different things. Back then, like Drake, some Lil Wayne, whatnot. And it's like, just push. Then I started, in high school, started out with my boy LD, Drip of Seven. We took it, we did it at our buddy Jake's house for a little home studio. It wasn't serious or nothing. Turned to be shit, but then, we stopped it, scrapped it all, took it out, and then fucking we came back a few years later. He started out in some little rap group before. Then, I seen that he started doing it. He started catching a little motion, hits some nice numbers. Then I'm like, shit, I need to step in. I'm like, if Broski can do it, why can't I? So it's like, bro took me to my first studio session some time after when I was ready, and it started from there. It's like, shit, been going hard since 2021 now.
I bet. And bro, in your Spotify bio, it says let me read it. You've been into music since you were 11. So do you want to talk? So like, when did you like first hop in the booth then, and like started taking it seriously as well?
Seriously, 2021. Like after my boy LD took me to the studio that first time, Midnight Studios, or this guy, the engineer, Prod by Jay Liddy. So I see this guy at Midnight still.
Yo, let's hop into music then. Like, how do you make a song? Are you more of a freestyler or do you like to write?
It all depends. Like, sometimes like I have my two tapes. Yeah, one's a EP, one's a tape. Valley Storm and Valley Storm 2. Those ones are written, like more of that pain music. Those ones are typically written. All starting out, like, my first tracks, like On My Own, Pick Up a Pack, uh, Wraith and all those, like my first ones really, I was all writing at the start. Then I got in the studio with this guy Prince Don, and he pushed me to start freestyling. We did a tune, our track first that I just dropped on my recent tape, Unscripted. Make sure everybody tunes into that. But Broski got me to start freestyling. I wanted to go put him on the next track that I was gonna make, but it wasn't really his style. I wanted to challenge him, but flipped it on me, and I'm like, shit. So I had to start it off. He started it, and it's like boom, we just started freestyling, found a beat, and boom, went from there. Then I started just freestyling more and more and more, like in the booth at the studio. And it's like shit, a lot of them are freestyles now, like unscripted. All of those are freestyles. You know, everything besides like the pay music now is freestyles. To be honest with you, other than like recent tracks like Laugh and Cry, that was a written track before. But other than that, yeah, freestyles now.
Damn. How you know Prince Don, bro? Because I talked to him a couple times over Instagram and shit.
More times, I started talking to him from like Fortnite and stuff. Still, back in the day, Instagram, and we ran a couple games online. It's like shit. Real guy still. He's a good guy. Can't even lie. One of the saucier artists in the city.
Talk to me behind the name Nick. How do you say the artist name?
Nico Valley.
Nikkoveli. Yeah. How you like? What's the story behind that, bro?
Well, like I'm growing up, so like name's Nick, and my background is Greek, and my name in Greek is Nico, and it's like the goal, Machiavelli for Tupac. So it's like, see, I know what I'm gonna be one day, what I'm destined to be. So I had to put the two, something more original for my, staying true to myself instead of making something. But all you see in Toronto now is some like, oh, this, like two-letter names and whatnot. It's like, what is this shit, man? It's like, fuck, everybody's the same. Want to be outside the box.
Speaking of Toronto, fan, what do you think about the music scene right now?
It's good, but like there's too much politics in it, bro. It's like I hear it. There's a lot of shit going on roads, but it's like bad look. Like look how LA is. They're getting united. Like down here, you need to see some type of unity. I'm not telling everybody, yo, go put your parties to the side. Just let music be it where it should be. Like because there's a lot of hard artists everywhere. It's like shit. Like every area has a decent, somebody that can probably spit a 1-2. So it's like shit.
Any artists you want to work with within the city or the GTA?
I don't really know, to be honest with you, you know? Like, there's a lot of hard ones, but it's like, it comes, it'll come with something, you know? I like to work with some, but it's like, a lot of people be like, oh, fuck this guy, he's working with that guy, you know? It's like, I was into the rah rah. Like I have a next tape I'm working on. Like from now on, this one coming up, no cussing and all that. Trying to switch the direction. Want to see like radio play. All this rah rah music. It's not going. It's not for the radio. I'd rather have like a million girls listen to my track than a million mans. You know. So it's like trying to switch it, and like Toronto, like you listen to the Toronto music. It's mostly all just rah rah and this that. It's like can do, but it's like I want to switch the direction. So it's like I don't really see any artists doing that. Then I be looking like I don't see no like female artists that are like doing that there. So it's like it's hard. Like I've been wanting to find a shorty in the city that be making like music hard. Make something like the baby and Dua Lipa's song, Levitating and stuff like that. Rihanna and like Eminem's tracks. It's like that's some good music. All this is like it's hard, don't get me wrong. But it's like shit, man. We need to get something different.
Damn. Okay, so that's the kind of music you're trying to like go toward.
Switch to, like there's influence around I've done the rara myself, but it's like what's it really gonna be? That's not gonna be stuff on the radios and all that.
Outside of like Toronto music scene or whatever. Any artists you trying to work with?
Honestly, I'm not, grew up, used to love Sean Paul. I'd love to do a track with Sean Paul one day. Lil Sky, well, one of my biggest inspirations from music. So it's like those are probably my biggest two. Jay Critch, he's hard. Those are just some lower guys. Big, but it's like, not talking Drake, any man would do a track with Drake, get that fame. It's like, yeah, those are probably the top three I'd want to work with one day. If the opportunity arises.
Yeah, facts. Alright, bro, since you've been like just, been making music for a while now, fam, and been doing this, like you got any advice for artists just wanting to hop in the game or trying to get into the game?
Just hop in. Like, from high school when me and my buddy LD, we screwed up. We could have went when we were like 15 when we tried that first little thing. Didn't go well, but if we would have actually kept pushing, but now we both sound super neat these days. But back then it's like shit. Nah, we don't want to hear that. But now it's like we can both make tracks that people will actually bump and shit. So it's like go in there, just step in. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Just put your shit out there. That first one's gonna lead to the next one. And it's like go put the work in. Go drop a track. Yeah, you're saying, oh, I could be way better. Put that one in. Because guess what? When people like start seeing your music, then you're gonna see, oh, this guy actually worked. It's not just a one-hit wonder. This guy's been working. It's like shit. Best thing to really say. It's like don't be scared.
Okay, bet. Say no more, bro. That was some really good advice, man. Yo, now back to you, fam. Like, what kind of new projects you got going on? Anything coming up?
Yeah, gonna be, this little next paint tape, no cuss and all that. Trying to push that for the radios. Got a video coming called Haunting Me. Just finishing that up with my guy VSOP Films. One of the sauciest in the city. Can't lie. Super underrated. But gonna have it's gonna be something different. Something you haven't really seen from Nikkoveli yet. It's like, for a belly song, but this is some different type of shit. So y'all need to stay tuned for this one still.
Yeah, these pussies, yeah, you know that they ain't got the bite. And you know I got the beam, man, it's on my hip. All these pussies talking, y'all shoot them in their lip.